It's finally the holiday season, and you know what that means. Quality time with the fam? Nah. Good food and beautiful house decorations? LOL, no. Spreading holiday cheer and joy? Absolutely not. Spread open your wallet, because it's time for the best Christmas gift for gamers. Hello world and all who inhabit it, it is I, the Great Sayran, and whether or not you are new to gaming or you've been at gaming for a couple of years, there are some great gifts that you can get yourself or a loved one this year. Gamers are a particular bunch, so it can be hard to figure out what your gamer specifically wants or needs. Never fear, the Great Sayran is here. I didn't want to do a huge list of 30 plus items, but rather go through some specific items that I've gotten as gifts or I've just purchased for myself over the past couple of years. This way I can go in depth on them and they'll make a little bit more sense and context for the gamer in your life. None of this is sponsored, but per usual, you can find links to these products in the description below as that directly supports the channel. Thank you in advance. Let's start with the easiest and most custom item, the controllers. Extra controllers are always a necessity, especially if you play your games often. Normal wear and tear does happen and stick drift can be really annoying to deal with, but I actually have a solution to that later on in this video. I love custom controllers, especially the one my wife got me a few years ago. I use it with my Xbox as well as my PC, but it's so pretty and unique, I sometimes don't want to use it and rather instead have it on display with this controller stand my wife also bought me. I love her dearly. You can now even order custom Elite controllers, which is pretty cool for such a high-end piece of gaming gear. Extra and custom Joy-Cons can also be found any and everywhere. There are some officially licensed ones, but there are also some cheaper unlicensed ones that get the job done just the same, like the Bing Bot controller everyone seemed to love a couple years ago. One of my favorite gaming products as of late is the 8BitDo Ultimate Bluetooth controller, and ultimate it is. This is a very unique controller for several reasons. It has Bluetooth and 2.4 GHz settings, which allow it to be used with your Nintendo Switch and your Windows or Mac devices just by flipping a switch. It's a very useful feature that I use all the time, as I normally play my Switch and my PC right here at my gaming station, and now I can have one quality controller for both systems. It also has Hall effect sensors, which means that the dedicated sticks inside don't use a physical actuation point like most controllers do, but instead use magnets that get you a more consistently accurate actuation over time. Where a normal controller or Joy-Con would break down from the friction and begin to drift, Hall effect sensors have a much smaller chance of this ever happening, making this my go-to controller for everything from Apex Legends on PC to Pokemon Violet. Be sure to check out my other video on that hot mess. And lastly, the thing that makes this controller so amazing is the price. At $70, it's the same price as a Nintendo Switch Pro controller, but with additional features like a back button and a dock, and the ability to use this controller with other devices should you ever want to. Staying on the Nintendo Switch, this feels horrible to hold. These Joy-Cons are really cool, but also very uncomfortable. And since day one, I've always had some sort of grip on my Switch because I have big man hands and I don't want carpal tunnel holding this thing. Satisfy is the grip company I decided to go with because theirs felt the most premium. But there are several other grips online if Satisfy for some reason doesn't satisfy. The grip is super comfortable to hold and makes the Switch feel like a giant Xbox controller with a screen. Like I said, I have bigger hands, so a grip like this was a necessity. They even give you room on the right side of the grip for your thumb to comfortably hit the stick. A great attention to detail. I also got the grip case, which comfortably holds my Switch and a few games and makes it extremely easy to chuck this in a bag and just keep it going. The bundle is the best deal, so that's what I'll link down below, but you can get the grip by itself for a cheaper price. Your wrists will thank you. Storage is always a great gift. It's usually on sale right now, so it's cheap to grab, but comes in clutch. Most micro SD cards work with the Switch. Don't waste your money on the Nintendo branded micro SD cards because they're more expensive for no reason. They're the same card, they just have Mario or like a mushroom on it or something like that. Xbox Series has an expensive proprietary storage expansion card that I have never seen on sale more than once or twice. Personally, I use a hard drive to store games and move them over when I want to play because you can't play Xbox Series games off a hard drive. Internal storage or expensive expansion card only. One of the biggest hot ticket items when it comes to storage is the NVMe M.2 drive, which you can use on your PlayStation 5 or PC. I use an NVMe SSD on my PC and this thing is running buttery smooth, everything's crisp and responsive. It's a good idea to run your operating system off of one of these whether or not you use your system for gaming. Now these are usually very expensive, maybe the most expensive thing on this list normally, but there have been some great sales on Amazon, and with a PS5 you need a specific drive for it to work. Though you can use a 3rd generation drive, it's recommended that you use a 4th generation drive with transfer speeds of around 55 megabytes per second or higher. That's very fast and also very specific, so if this is something you know you want, I suggest getting it first because though I've seen these on sale, usually the sale and stock don't last that long. I'm gonna make a confession and say that I don't use one in my PS5 right now. The games that take up the most space like God of War Ragnarok and Warzone, I tend to either play in bursts and delete for months on end, or the single player experiences I might not go back to as often, so I kick them off to make room for other games I play a lot, like Demon Slayer, for example. They never really stay on my console, and my internet's fast enough for me to delete and re-download these in a couple minutes. This isn't everyone's situation, so I totally understand the need for these drives. I still recommend it if you're in a low bandwidth area for internet, or just don't care to delete and re-download games like I weirdly do. Next on my list are headphones, and I have a few in this category. I use the first party headphones for my Xbox and PlayStation 5. For my Switch, I normally use some AirPods or whatever I can find. It just got Bluetooth. First, let's talk about my Xbox headphones, probably the most used gaming gear that I have besides my actual controllers. I love these things. They have a lot of functionality, being able to sync directly to my Xbox and also sync to my PC or iPhone via Bluetooth, while allowing sound to come through both at the same time. I play Warzone on my Xbox because none of my 9 controllers seems to work with this game on PC. While playing, I can watch a YouTube video or stream on my second monitor and even adjust the volume of these two contrasting sounds with this left knob right here. General volume is controlled with the right knob, and it's super easy to adjust in case anything around me is happening and I need to lower my volume extremely quickly. The included mic is decent, and the noise cancellation on these is absolutely amazing. I can't tell you how many times I've jumped out of my skin because my wife walked up to me and was screaming my name, but I just couldn't hear her. You can even customize your sound profile on the PC and Xbox app to get the sound you want. I've had these since launch and haven't even began to see any type of wear and tear on the leather or other exposed parts. And I wear these for hours and hours a day. These are amazing, comfortable headphones for only $99 and sometimes even less. I highly recommend. On the flip side, the PS5 headphones are alright. They don't have as much customization or noise cancellation, and the button layout still confuses me about 2 years into having these things. Which is weird because Sony is known for making amazing headphones with great button and gesture controls and world-class noise cancellation. I don't think these are bad, but I am kind of spoiled with the Xbox ones because they're the same exact price with significantly less features. I don't really have a great alternative to these at this price because it seems that console manufacturers want to keep their accessories a little bit more locked down, but they're serviceable. I've seen other people spend about $150 to $200 on third-party headphones, and Sony themselves just revamped their headphones with the emphasis on PC gaming, but headphones don't make you better at Call of Duty or Apex, they just heighten the experience. I'd rather you spend that money on a better controller like the DualSense Edge, Sony's take on the Elite controller, coming out early next year. There are a lot of items that you can get for yourself or a loved one this holiday, so be sure to let me down below which ones you're getting and which I left off of this list. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.